Oh, very good evening to you and welcome back. It's session 6, Saturday evening, our second night of finals here at the Royal Commonwealth Pool in Edinburgh for the Scottish National Short Course Swimming Championships. I'm Duncan McKinnell. I'll be taking you through the action. Alongside in the box with me this evening, it is former Commonwealth Games swimmer Jack Thorpe. Welcome, Jack.
Hey Duncan, thanks for having me. Looking forward to some fast racing this evening.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one. We saw some superb finals last night. Here's the programme for tonight. So we start off with the fastest heat of the 1500 freestyle. So we had 3 heats this afternoon, some really good heats this afternoon. Fastest 15:57 from Matthew Soares. He's going to be the Scottish Junior Champion, but we need to decide who's going to get the big medals, and that will be decided in that fastest heat. Follow that with 200 individual medley. There'll be a B and an A final for the 200. Same is true then for the male and open 200 freestyle. For the hundreds and the 50s, we've got 3 finals, C, B and A. Start with the 100 butterfly, where we saw Lucy Grieve taking the Scottish record in the 50 last night. So what could she do in the 100? 100 breaststroke, Archie Goodburn will be looking for a 50-100 double. 50 freestyle, Evie Davis will be right up there. The male and open 50 back. Well, we had that Scottish record this morning, Jack, from Matt Ward.
Yeah, absolutely. It was really quick, 23.7. It would be great to see if you can back that up this evening. 200
breaststroke, Anna Morgan will be looking to double up on her 50 yesterday. 200 butterfly, that'll be an interesting one. I think there'll be a number of contenders in that one. Female 100 backstroke, Holly McGill will perhaps be the favourite there. 100 IM, that's a great event. Did you swim 100 IM in your time? You must have done, surely it's a sprinter.
Yeah, a few shots at it, yeah. So yeah, it'd be good to see if they can push down into the low, maybe a 53, a 54 tonight, it'd be good. I think that might be in contention.
Then we have female 400 metres freestyle. Evie Mackey was fastest qualified, the 16-year-old from South Lanarkshire, so it'll be interesting to see how she goes. I imagine she's going to have a very good battle with Phoebe Arbuckle of Warrender, and then Holly McGill will be back again in that 400 free as well. She swam really well this morning in his big PB. And then we finish off with the medley relay. Well, what a cracking set of relays we had last night in the freestyle 4x50. We had a Scottish record, we had a Scottish club record, we had another time that was inside both the Scottish club record and the Scottish record. There was a 4-way contest between 2 teams from Edinburgh and 2 teams from Stirling. It was Stirling that just got the edge, so Edinburgh will be out for revenge, you would think, this evening. So that's going to be a cracking way to finish off the evening. So lots and lots to look forward to in this one. What catches your eye, Jack?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I was just looking at that final heat of the medley, and there's actually 3 teams from Stirling, so it could be a 5-way battle. They've actually got a C team, so that could be really exciting at the end. And again, being a medley event, you just don't know. The strokes and the placings will change all the way through the event.
Particularly with a mixed event where you've got to balance your males and your females. So try and get that right balance between the technical capabilities and the natural speed of the male swimmer.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I'm looking forward to 200 freestyle. I think that'd be a good one. It's always a bit of a crowd pleaser, more of a blue ribbon event, the male 200 freestyle, and yeah, 200 breaststroke women, and it'd be great to see another good 50 backstroke from Matthew Ward. That would be great to see if he can lower that record.
Yeah, I'm talking about Matthew Ward, so we saw that 53, but I think we're just about ready to go with our first event. So let's not talk about 200 free, because this is 1500 free that is just coming out now. And coming out into lane 8 is Daniel Payton of Tynemouth. In 7, it will be James Boddy from University of Aberdeen. In lane 6, representing Keary, but based over in America at the moment, that is Ben McLaughlin. Arthur Logan, one of 2 Edinburgh University swimmers, he goes into lane 5, and his teammate Koresh Kadaka comes out into lane 4. So he's got the fastest entry times, 15:21. Josh Denham, University of Stirling, lane 3 for him. Will Shepherd of the University of Stirling into lane 2, and completing the field, a second Keary swimmer, and that is Oscar Churnside, this 17-year-old, and he will go into lane 1. So there is your lineup. You would think it'll be the 2 Edinburgh boys battling it out. They battled out the 800. Koresh got the advantage. Arthur stayed with him for a good chunk of that race, but then in the last 100 or so, Kouros just moved away. So he'll be looking for an 8:15 double here. Do you fancy his chances?
Yeah, I reckon so. Again, good form in the 800. Arthur's probably swimming up slightly. Again, more of an 800 or 400 swimmer. Again, short course, you can definitely get away with a lot more around the walls in particular. I mean, that's a big factor in the short course events, is if you've got more of the turns, you can really maximise that. You know, of course, we've got double the amount of turns than you would long course, so, you know, those skills will really come to play. So it'll be interesting to see what sort of tactics. I always think of Stephen Milne, one of the great 1500 swimmers. He would always attack every wall, so we'll wait and see.
Yeah, I don't think we'll get close to that. Stephen Milne, Scottish record 14:36. I mean, that was a bigger push when they entered 15:21, the fastest, and Kouros not a Scot anyway. But it'll be interesting to see how they go. So off they go. So the first of 60 lengths of the pool. Sounds an awful lot when you look at it that way, 60 lengths.
Yeah.
Of course, they are just 25-metre lengths, so
absolutely.
They will fly by.
And any keen-eyed new individual to the sport might notice the scorecards at the end there. That is literally so the athletes don't lose count. And you'd be very surprised how often it does actually happen. And you need those scorecards to really keep track of where you are, because especially in a short course pool, those 60 lengths can kind of get away from you. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what sort of tactics, how they break it down. I think it is Kouros who's going out quite hard actually initially. Looks like he's got about body length up on Arthur Logan, and looks like to his top Josh Denham from Stirling. So he's commanding start, looking quite relaxed. Not much of a leg kick, which is good. Again, you're thinking about the war of attrition in a 1500. You want to stay as relaxed as you can, refer more to your upper body initially, and go to your legs later on in the race, generally, is what the top athletes will do, because those are the biggest muscle group. They'll accumulate the most amount of lactic acid, so really staying in control, being nice long. Talk about range, rhythm and relaxation, especially in the distance events, you know, keeping nice and long, nice and controlled, and that's exactly what Kouros is doing.
So he was a 29.5 for his previous 29.7 there, so if he can keep going under 30 seconds, this would be impressive for his 50s. Let's see if he can do that. 29.7 there, and he's already 5 meters up on the swimmers behind him. Josh Denham in lane 3, Arthur Logan in lane 5. Arthur, I think, just in second place, but not by much. And then also the white cap there, Will Shepherd in lane 2, and in lane 7 it's James Boddy, Gary swimmer. So another sub 30, 29.67, so 155.74. He's going very nicely early on here, making, well, a pretty strong statement of intent here. If he can hold this pace, well, let's see if he can.
I mean, that's it's again very, I mean, if you look at his entry time of 15:21, I mean, the pace that he's holding is well below a 15-minute pace as it stands. So yeah, it would be a significant drop, unless his personal best is slightly quicker. We need to refer to your sheet, Duncan, but I think it is a 15:21.
He did go faster than that at Bucks in November, so he was a 15:09 at Sheffield, so that was 12 seconds faster than his entry time here. The time he's entered on is the time he did in Sheffield this time last year at the Swim England winter meet, so it was a serious, end of short course season time. But he's again consistently under the minute for his hundreds, 2:55.43, so that was about a 59.7 for that third hundred.
And he's looking very relaxed, Duncan. I mean, he's again nice long stroke, breathing every 2 to his right. Again, not really referring much to his legs. Legs are just using a bit of a balance there, and which is really good to see. I mean, I think you'll see his legs coming in much later on in the race, and it's good that he can really hold that good form. I think that's 2 kicks off the wall. So again, using the walls enough. You don't want to really maximise the walls in a distance event, not like the other events, Duncan. Short course, you'll see the athletes popping up around the 10 to 15 metre mark, and the distance events, you wouldn't really want to be doing that, because the demand on the lungs, the demands on the muscles will be far too high. It would outweigh the benefit of really going underwater. So the distance athletes just generally pop up and do a lot more around the stroke. So you'll see a lot more of a technical freestyle stroke here than you would any sort of underwater. Again, he's still just drifting over slightly there, so a 30 point, and that's his first 30 points so far.
Yeah, the last two are just over the 30, but well, he's now half a length up. It's pretty tight for second here. Josh Denham and Arthur Logan. Nothing really to choose between them. Just coming into shot there on the left of your screen as we focus on Kouros through the turn as he comes away from the wall. 30.4 that time, so yes, the time's just slipping away from the 30 point now. So probably more realistic to see him in the low 15s rather than under the 15 here.
Yeah, I would say so.
Sticking in there in lane 7 is James Boddy in his first season at University of Aberdeen, former Geary swimmer, so he didn't have too far to go to his university programme, from Inverary to Aberdeen. 4:56.66, so around about a 61 now for that 5th 100. Already, as they go into the second third of the race, you think his lead is pretty much insurmountable, you would think, and now it's a three-way contest for the silver and the bronze.
Yeah, no, like you say, Duncan, it's that third finish. It's really down to how much he has in the tank to challenge that low 15 something. I mean, he's done enough of a work that has a small buffer here, but they will quickly eat into that if he holds the 30 point mids, because that will get gobbled up very quickly. Soon find himself in sort of 15:05, 15:10 range. So again, it'll be interesting to see if he does kick again later on, because he's kind of established himself much earlier. Although looking at his stroke, he has shortened slightly. You can definitely see a reduction in the length of his stroke there, and that's reflected in the time. Again, 30.8, the slowest split so far. So it does make you question, has he gone out a little bit too quick, maybe a little bit excited? Again, he's coming off the back of a very positive race yesterday. Is it really necessary to go quite as quick as he did? You would like to see in a 1500 more of a negative split or an even split. So that meaning, you would essentially back up the second half at the same pace that you did the first half, so you won't be finishing as strong as you started. So
but it might have been the tactic, I knew it, to have a good fast opening 200 or 300, then settle into a manageable pace, and then hopefully lift it up in the latter stages of the race again.
Yeah, let's hope he proves me wrong. It was just my eye just came to his reduction in length of the stroke, which is always a slight tell of a little bit of fatigue.
Yeah.
But again, it's settling in. He's still not gone to his legs, which is good to see. So he does have them to refer to. Again, you'll probably see in the final third, last 400 or so, he will start to go to his legs a lot more. Keep the body position higher, maximise the distance per stroke, and that's really when you can see that improvement. So he's still clinging on to the high 30s, 31s. So if he goes
102s for the rest of the way, that would put him sort of, in between probably the time he did at Bucks and the time he is entered on, 15:21. So we'll see. Obviously, I think he would be looking to pick it up again in the latter stages. Still a good contest going on for second, though. Arthur Logan and Josh Denham. Not a lot to choose between them there, as you see them just on the right of your screen turning there at the halfway mark. And coming back down, it's still just Arthur, so silver and Scottish champion in the 800 yesterday, and in that position at the moment. Josh Denham is not a Scot in lane 3, so certainly Arthur is the leading Scot here by quite a distance. Well, I say quite a distance, actually not that much, because James Boddy is not that far behind him in lane 7 in the white cap, so we'll keep an eye on him as they go as well, and just see him coming into shot there as we see Kouros now coming down.
Yeah, James Boddy, very different style from Kouros, actually, really going to his legs very early. It's a very sort of a 4-beat kick there. Again, each athlete might do it slightly differently. Again, I've seen distance athletes who can hold on to their legs for much longer. Again, you can just see in the shot there the difference in splash, that white water coming off the back of the athletes. Again, Kouros still looking pretty relaxed. I think he's sort of comfortably settled into those 31s, the high 30 points. Now as we approach the coming up to that 600 metres left, I believe.
Yep.
Let's see where he is at the clock. So he's just dipped back under, so he's still hanging on to 30 points.
Yeah, he's doing all right here. 30.98 there. You see, just saw 31.3 coming up for Arthur Logan in second place, so he's still building his lead. Around about 4/10 on that last one. The race now is hotting up for third because James Body is right there with Josh Denham now. About maybe 2-3 meters behind Arthur Logan, but still in touch and could get himself on the podium, the University of Aberdeen swimmer. So at the moment, 2 from University of Edinburgh, 1 from University of Aberdeen, 1 from University of Stirling, your top 4. So getting lapped there in lane 6. Ben McLaughlin, he's having a bit of trouble here. So let's see on Kouros here. There's another 31 coming in. Let's have a look. Yes, exactly 31. 10:06.19 at 1,000 meters.
31.00, and we're into the final third, 500. So we'll see if there's any going to be a shift in pace. It would be in the next couple of 100 meters.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he was able to get down to the sort of pace he got at Bucks. 15:09 that was. So I'm sure in his mind he would be wanting to get inside that. Yeah. I don't know whether they will have rested for this meet. Certainly seen a little bit of signature event to sign off on the short course season.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a full rest, but definitely easing off the training a little bit, maybe 20-30% off the volume, a bit less in the gym, just to give the body that little bit of adaptation, a little bit of rest, so you can come back and give it a good attack, because I think a lot of the racing can be training as well. So I think that's the tactic that I imagine has been adopted by either Danny Kirkham or Matthew Trodden. I'm not actually sure who coaches
yeah, the 2 coaching duo at University of Edinburgh. Matt Trodden, the head coach, Danny Kirkham very much up there with the performance swimmers. So still pacing around the 31, so he hasn't picked up the pace just yet. Meanwhile, that race now, Arthur Logan is second and James Body has gone past Josh Denham and he's now comfortably in third place. So 31.2 there, so that pace is still just dropping off a little bit. That is 11.50. So you'd like to see him starting to pick it up, I would have thought now.
Yeah, no, you would. I mean, that's him coming up for the last 300 at this wall now. So again, if he's going to challenge for that Bucks time of 15:09, he will really need to shift now, because he's left a little bit of work to do here. So he has dipped back under, and he's the slight more of a kick now, so he has increased the kick slightly, but
yeah, to get that 15:09 he'd have to split on sub-30s now, or 30 or thereabouts, and finish off maybe on a 28 or something like that. So meanwhile there is still a race on for second. Arthur Logan is not that far ahead of James Body. We'll get a view of them in a moment as we see Kouros a 31.2. So yeah, I think probably we are looking at something in between his 15:21 entry time and his 15:09 from Bucks. I think that 15:09 is probably not going to be replicated here this evening. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I will be.
Yeah, I don't think there's too much left to do now, I think, Duncan, with the amount of time in the race left. As you can see in the screen there, that 13:09, 13:10 drifting by, so we need to do the final 200 metres in a 1:57 or quicker, which would be a tall order. So I think that we are seeing a slight increase, 30.7, and I imagine there will be a sprint finish left in the tank traditionally when we hear the bell in the final 50 metres. But he's comfortably in first place, so he will, unless something dramatic happens, be crowned Open champion.
Yeah.
But as you say,
still
hotting
got a
up.
battle here for second though. And this is also the Scottish champion is at stake in that one. So we'll see the swimmers coming in. Here they are there. You see Arthur in the black cap and James in the white cap. But I mean, they are something like 18 metres behind Kourosh, but they're having their own good contest here. So Kourosh, meanwhile, is coming down towards 1,400 metres. Arthur is holding that gap, I think, over James Body. So at the moment, he would be very much the favourite, you would think, for the silver medal and the Scottish gold. 14.14, a 30.8, so that is slightly faster than he has been going. So certainly, I think, going to be faster than the 15.21 that he's came into this meet on. So as far as that is concerned, that will be marked as a success. Still around that 3 metres between Arthur and James. So that stayed really very steady for quite a long time. There goes the bell, and there goes Kourosh at 30.2. So he did pick it up in that one by about 7/10. And now expect him, you see he's gone to the legs now.
Yeah, he is driving away. Looks like a 4 to maybe a 6 beat kick. So anything he's got left in the tank, he is leaving it in the pool, which is great to see. Good racing spirit. And speaking of racing spirit, it looks like Logan and Body. Logan is looking comfortably in second from that last shot we saw there, Duncan.
So 15.14.03, and that is Kourosh Kodaka taking the win. Now here they come, and this is getting pretty close here, but Arthur, just holds on by quarter of a second in the end. 28.6 from James there. Oh, perhaps if he'd gone a little bit earlier. Oh, that's small margins in a 1500. You swim for 15.5 minutes and you're separated by quarter of a second. Oh, life can be cruel sometime, but Arthur will be the Scottish champion as well as the silver medalist, and that's a good swim from James. Entered on 15.58, so take that down to 15.26. I think the coaching fraternity up in the University of Aberdeen under Patrick Miley, they'll be very happy with that swim. 15.26. Josh, 15.34.50 in fourth place, so that's inside his entry time of 15.40 he did here last year. Daniel Payton, that's a cracking time from lane 8 for the youngster from Tynemouth, entered 16.06, so he knocks 10 seconds off that. Will Shepherd behind him, and Ben McLaughlin, and here comes our final swimmer, that is Oscar Churnside, to finish off our 1500 freestyle. So there is Kourosh. He looks pretty happy about it.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
looks pretty fresh as well.
Yeah, he does.
Hardly breathing at all.
Should have gone to his legs a bit earlier, Duncan. Save it for the last 50 metres.
Yeah, you as a sprinter, you tell him what to do there.
I will indeed. Yeah, I'm used to the splash and dash. Two lengths rather than 60.
Yep. So we're done with our 1500, and we move to our 200 individual medley, the B final up there for you. So 8 swimmers in this B final. And Louise Herbert of Tadcaster, Evie O'Halloran Hutchinson, University of Stirling in 2, Alice Cummings, City of Glasgow in 3. The fastest qualifier for this B final is Rebecca Reid of Aberdeen. She's in lane 4, beside her 15-year-old Lily Mundell of Hearts. Charlotte Thompson, in her first season at Edinburgh University, goes in 6. Catherine Body, so we just saw brother James, and now it's Catherine's turn, 21-year-old from University of Aberdeen. She's in 7. And Amy McLeod, City of Glasgow, in lane 8. 2:22s to 2:24s the time in this morning's heats. So you would think anybody could take this one. Just a 2-second spread on their entry times.
Yeah, not bad. I always think it's fascinating to see how the race shifts in a medley event, particularly 200 and 400. You'll just see the different disciplines coming through, those that are on a weaker stroke, maybe their 3rd or 4th, versus someone that's really maximising their number 1 stroke. I mean, particularly breaststroke, you can see huge changes because that's the slowest of the 4. So you can either gain or lose the most in that event or that particular stage of the race.
So lanes 2, 3 and 5 are the contenders here. Evie O'Halloran Hutchinson in 2, Alice Cumming in 3, Lily Mundell, who leads the way now in lane 5. Also moving up, Charlotte Thompson in the black cap in lane 6, and Catherine Body not far away either. So we've got, 6 swimmers at the halfway mark, 1:05.75. Leading the way, Lily Mundell by 2/10. So now it's the breaststroker's turn. Lily Mundell, a good all-rounder, but probably freestyle her main event. Swam for Great Britain in the European Youth Olympic Festival in the summer. And that was in freestyle, finaled in that event. But she's going, well, Charlotte Thompson is going well in the breaststroke in lane 6, and she is a strong breaststroker, formerly from Midlothian, now at Edinburgh University. So she's going to have the advantage at the 150 by about a body length, 146.58. Can she hold it? Lily Mundell, I think, will come at her hard in the freestyle. This is very much Lily's strength. Lane 4, Rebecca Reed, is a pretty solid freestyler as well. So these two in white caps of Hearts and Aberdeen will be trying to claw back this Charlotte Thompson lead. Still got a metre though, but Lily Mundell is eating into that. Don't know that she's going to get there though, but it is getting close as they come in. But Charlotte Thompson will hold on to take it. 2:19.38, that's nicely faster than she was this morning. 2:23 this morning. Lily Mundell taking second, and Rebecca Reed third. 2:19s and 2:20s. So progression from heats to finals, what you want to see.
Absolutely.
Just looking at Charlotte, she came in on a 2:20 dead, so she gets inside that by 6/10 as well.
Nice to see breaking the barriers, getting under those second margins, and as you say, always trying to progress the skills and make the drops into the finals, and on we go to the A final.
Coming out for the A final, Millie Searle, the youngster from Geary, 14-year-old, going into lane 8. Alice Forrest of Derwent-side and Gateshead to lane 7. 6 is Nuala Gow from University of Aberdeen in lane 6. 5, Chloe Bown, University of Stirling, her first year at Stirling. 4, Evie Mackey, the junior from South Lanarkshire, looked really strong this morning. 3 is Susie McNair, the winner of the 400 IM. She goes into lane 3. 2 is another junior, Zara Kravis of East Lothian. And a third junior, City of Lincoln's Lily Rose Carr, will go into lane 1. So fastest time from the heats this morning, 2:15.46. Chloe Bown has the fastest time going into the meet, 2:14. So not far away from that this morning, a 2:16 for her. So this one I think could be pretty tight. Susie McNair will want to do a 200 IM, 400 IM double. So she'll definitely be a contender. You would think it'll be between these three. Zara Kravis, 2:20, so a little bit back in the heats. Come into this meet on a 2:17 though, so if she can replicate that, she could be in the mix as well. So they get ready to go. Our first open final.
Great start there from Evie Mackey, making full use of the underwaters. Fairly steady at the first wall between the top 3 that you mentioned, Duncan.
Yeah, it's pretty even. Lanes 3, 4 and 5 at the moment. Susie, Evie and Chloe. I guess this is what you would expect. Nothing a lot to choose between them. By 3/10. So at the moment she has, well, starting to build that lead on the backstroke, I think. Up by about a metre. Susie, 4th at Bucks, did a 2:13 there, about a second and a half faster than she came into this meet on. So perhaps is the favourite to do the double here.
Yeah, she had lovely turns there, Duncan, both on the underwater and the transition from fly and that wall on the underwater and the backstroke. So really utilising those fly kicks. The central lanes of Evie Mackey and Chloe.
Yeah, so those two very well matched here. Vying for second, about a metre, maybe a metre and a half behind Susie McNair. Can they eat into that in the second half of the breaststroke? I'm not sure they can. Susie looks to be holding that body length lead as they come up towards the 150. Maybe just laterally now, that is being worked down a bit. But Susie McNair up by a second into the freestyle. That's a good lead to have with the final 50. So it's looking good for the double here. Final turn. Evie McNair will be the junior champion, but it looks like she'll have to settle for the silver as far as the Open is concerned. Let's see if they can improve on their entry time. So Susie McNair, as I said, a 2:13 at Bucks. She's going to be inside that. Nicely done. 2:12.05. 2:13.27 for Evie. So that was a couple of seconds faster than her time this morning, and 3.5 seconds faster than the time she came into. So lovely progression again from Evie. Third place, Chloe Bown, and her time there, 2:15.60. So that is your 1, 2, 3. Susie McNair, Evie Mackey, Chloe Bown, and Evie Mackey will be the Scottish Junior Champion.
Yeah, Susie had really a commanding lead from the backstroke, really, there, Duncan. It was very even in the fly, and then really took control and held it all the way. Very disciplined race, and as you say, brilliant drop from that great performance at Bucks. So from strength to strength. We see a familiar name on the screen there. James
Yep.
Bodie is not long out of the 1500.
That is a tough ask, isn't it? Blimey.
This suit will still be, well, he'll be on the same suit, I'd imagine. Wouldn't have had time to change.
Yep. I'm sure he'll have discussed how to manage this double, but let's see. So the lineup: Jensen Norris of Perth City in 1, Leon Molam, University of Stirling 2, Jack Jenkinson, University of Aberdeen in 3, Zach Slater of Edinburgh University in 4, James Boddy, as we said, University of Aberdeen goes in 5, Aaron Olkers, University of Stirling in 6, Aidan Kayes, City of Glasgow in 7, Cameron Travis, University of Aberdeen in 8. So a strong University of Aberdeen presence, 3 of them. 150 to 152 the times this morning. Good start in lane 6, that is Aaron Olkers.
Yeah, they great start there, and his starting underwaters were exceptional, really quick off the block. He's holding that through. Nice underwaters, 3-4 kicks, breathing every 2. Good solid 6-8 beat. Breathing across the pool there, so critically in that last length, probably breathing away from the competition. Although that lane below him, still holding on well, is Aidan Kay. It's kind of a split across the 2 sides of the pool here, Duncan, at the moment.
Yep. Zach Slater vying for second as well. In fact, he's got second, just ahead of Leon Molam and Aidan Kay, so less than a tenth between those 3. But Aaron Olkers with half a second lead, 52.04 at the halfway mark. James Boddy, I think probably that 200 is just 200 too far for him. He's languishing a bit in lane 5, but it's still Aaron Olkers, and he's still got company, particularly beside him from Aidan Kay. And now there is only 1/4 of a second between them. 50 metres to go. 1:20.59, 1:20.85.
It's a brilliant turn from Aidan Kay there. He's really motored off that wall and is likely in the lead now by the looks of it. He is indeed. Aidan Kay with a fantastic turn, and he's actually strength to strength now. He's looking like he might be taking this, Duncan, if he holds on this pace.
Yeah, going well as well. Leon Molam in lane 2 and lane 3 as well. Jack Jenkinson, but it was very much Aidan Kay there. Look at 28.3 on his final 50 there, and 1:49.22. So nice to get under the 150.
3-second drop from his heat swim. That was a fantastic, more than 3.5 seconds. That was a brilliant performance there from Aidan.
And he came into the meet on a 1:51 as well, so take that down to 1:49.
Oh, it's a great margin, great barrier, sorry, to break that 150 point in the 200 shot course. Really nice to dip under.
Yeah. And so our next A final is the male and open 200 metres freestyle, and coming into lane 8 is Josh Denham, representing University of Stirling. His teammate Cameron Rapson will go into lane 7. City of Glasgow's Rory McKinnon in lane 6. Evan Davidson in his first season at Edinburgh University. Out he comes into lane 5. Matt Wall, well, we talked about him on the backstroke, but here he is, the fastest qualifier for the 200 freestyle from Bath Performance Centre. Stefan Kravis, the winner of the 100 freestyle. He goes to lane 3. Next to him, David Annis, who was silver medalist a couple of times yesterday. and he goes to lane 2, and Scott Fleming of University of Stirling concludes the 8. He will go into lane 1. All these swimmers under the 150 in this morning's heats. Fastest Matt Ward 146.49, came into the meters fastest 145. So, and the form he's been in on backstroke, you wouldn't be surprised if he goes under 145 here.
Yeah, I think he will be looking to challenge that 145 barrier, Duncan. I mean, he'll be looking to, in terms of splits, probably go out in a, maybe turning in a low 50 point, maybe a 49. You really need to kind of go out with intent in the short course and hold on. You might probably see a low 50 point here. Really put him in a great position to come back in a 54 potentially, so a 50 then a 54 would be quite a nice split, taking advantage of that start, of course, in the first 50. And see who else can.
Of course, there's a little matter of a 4x200 relay in the summer next year, and I think. You think Matt Ward might have a feel that he could have a go to be part of that quartet?
Absolutely. I mean, they need quite often 2 or 3 sometimes alternates, so
absolutely.
A big team can go 7 or 8 swimmers potentially.
Yes. And Matt, you would expect to be there on backstroke, so you would maybe want to be adding that 200 component to his racing schedule. So let's see how he goes here, straight out into a lead of about half a metre as they go through the first turn. So it looks like he means business here. Also a good start in lane 2, that is David Annis. No surprise probably to see him going well. Stefan Crevice beside him through the 50. Matt Ward 24.51. In lane 5, Evan Davidson, he's in that group contesting second. I think it is still David Annis, probably just about got it, but Matt Ward is about, well, not quite a body length, but near to it ahead as we come. So we're going to be a little over the 50 point, 50.68 at the halfway mark. 6-7 tenths up on David Annis, Evan Davidson, third, a tenth ahead of Stefan Kravis. It's going to be tight, I think, for silver and bronze. But at the moment, Matt Ward looking to add to his medal tally this weekend. David Annis, you would think at the moment, looks very much favourite for silver. And then I think, is it Stefan Kravis just edging into third now? So 1:17.05, a 26 point there.
Oh, a strong challenge from David Annis here, coming at the end. Bit of a sprint finish, potentially giving Matthew Ward a bit of a push. I think it's still convincingly Matt Ward here, Duncan.
Yeah, but he has pushed on himself in that last 50 metres now, and he will come in to take it 1:43.73, so that is a very nice swim. So didn't swim it quite as you said, but a very fast second half there.
He was actually much quicker. I thought he might have utilised more of his speed, like in that sort of 50 backstroke form. We might have seen more of nearly a 49, but he's clearly backed it up nearly.
Yeah,
well, that was a
50.7, a 50 point.
Was that
53 point for his
53.0?
Yeah,
so that's very, very tightly split.
So David Annis taking silver, and Stefan Kravis will add a bronze in the 200 to his gold in the 100. The junior, by the way, Lachlan Small of Stirling swimming in the heat, so he'll be up in the podium area shortly. And we do the presentations. I think we might be moving to presentation now, although we do have the next race swimming set up there. Just waiting for a confirmation of that. And we are racing. When's the first presentation? Okay. So in this 100 butterfly, Aileen Robertson in lane 1 for South Ayrshire, Ellen Denny Okiri in 2, Naomi Parker, City of Manchester Aquatics in 3, Alice Cummings, City of Glasgow in lane 4, 5 is Kiana Kurtzer of Warren de Bar. 6, Madison Cool of University of Aberdeen. Layla Weatherspoon of Heart of Midlothian in 7. Asma Lafala of Bahrain in lane 8. 103s and 104s the entry times here, or the heat times I should say. 28.82. Alice Cumming by 3/10 or so. In lane 4, Kiana Kurtzer the closest to her in the red of Warrender. So they are 1-2 at 75. And it looks like it might stay that way. Let's see as they come out. Well, Kiana's not that far away, and also going well in lane 7 now. The heart swimmer Layla Weatherspoon. So she's moving up really well in the latter stages here. So who gets the touch? Oh, Layla does. Great second half from her. 33 dead there. So she takes the B final, 102.61. So a bit of a surprise there. 104 in the heat, so that's a big improvement there. Second and a half.
Yeah, lots of drops there, Duncan. Lots of an array of 102s and 103s. Some nice drops.
So our B final will be next, because we've got 3 finals in these 100-meter events mentioned earlier. So in this B final, we have Abby McInerney of Inverclyde. She is our 1 junior here. Faye Rogers, Edinburgh University, the S10 para swimmer. Now at Edinburgh University. Josephine Klein, the University of Stirling in 3. Emily Maxwell, Derwentsside and Gateshead in 4. Sophie King for Edinburgh University in 5. Charlotte Smith, Edinburgh University in 6. Heidi Wren, City of Glasgow in 7. Kieran Kelly in lane 8 for Forth Valley. So 102s and 103s, the qualifying times for this B final.
Strong start there from
So apologies, we lost Sam for a little bit there, but we're now into our open final of the 100 butterfly. Quickly run through the contenders here. So that's Chloe Harris coming out into lane 1 for Edinburgh University. It's Saren Talentire and Morpeth in 2. Morgan Brophy, Edinburgh University in 3. Lucy Grieve, University of Stirling in 4. Kira Schlossen of Edinburgh University 5. Yasmin Perry, City of Glasgow in 6. Susie McNair, University of Stirling in 7. Faith Huder, Edinburgh University in lane 8. So Lucy Grieve, we talked about her earlier, taking the Scottish record in the 50 fly yesterday. She has the Scottish record. She set that at Bucks recently, 56.76. So let's see whether she can get close to that here. Her time in the heats was 57.04, so not that far away from that time.
Yeah, it was a very fast heat swim there, Duncan. A 57.0. You'd think probably doesn't need to go that quick in the heat, but clearly the intent of what she might be producing tonight. So we'll wait and see.
Kira Schlosson, also a very fine butterfly swimmer, goes in lane 5. Yasmin Perry recently got down from Aberdeen to City Glasgow. She's in 6. Morgan Brophy, the American for Edinburgh University, in lane 3. So they will be, you would think, the contenders, but Lucy Grieve coming out of that turn, and look at that. Suddenly she is a body length up as we come to the halfway point. I could tell you she was a 27.1 at the 50 in the heats this morning, so she's 6/10 faster than that here, 26.59. So she's giving herself every chance here, really working it hard now as they come to the 75. I think Kira Schlosson in lane 5, just in second place ahead of her teammate Morgan Brophy. They're going to be second and third, you would think, but here comes Lucy Grieve. Remember that Scottish record time, 56.76. What's the time? Whoa! Smashes it. 56.17, only 4/10 away from the British record held by Fran Hulsel, an old record that one. So, well, look at that smile, look at that time, 56.17. She can't believe it, but we can, because we saw it. 56.17. Kira Schlosson, well, that was not a slouching time either. 57.35 from her, came in on a 56.95, so pretty close to that.
It was an electric swim there from Lucy. I mean, the walls were unbelievable, Duncan. She was electric off those turns, and yeah, again, just from the dive alone, she was really a commanding lead. So yeah, that 57.0 was indeed a sign of what was to come in the evening.
Yeah,
that was worth the hype.
Absolutely brilliant there. So we're moving to our presentations now. First set of presentations, this will be the 1500s and the 200 individual medley. So swimmers out there for our first presentation is the 1500 meters freestyle. Bronze medalist from University of Aberdeen, James Boddy. Cracking swim there, very nearly got to Arthur Logan. He takes the silver. Arthur from University of Edinburgh. And our gold medalist, Scottish Open champion from Edinburgh University, Kourosh Kodaka. So he's not a Scot, so the Scottish national champion will be Arthur Logan. So Tony Dane, the Vice President from Scottish Amateur Swimming Association, gets that Scottish medal to Arthur, and our junior champion from Stirling Swimming is Lachlan Small. So well done to them. Confirmation there, that time 15:14.03 from Kourosh. Taking the gold, 15:26 is from Arthur and James.
Full compliment on the podium. It was nice to see James Boddy made it to the podium after that brutal double in the 200 freestyle not long after.
Yeah, I think brutal is a good word for it. I am wondering whether he now thinks that was a good idea.
Yeah, maybe on paper a couple of months back when he was entering, he thought, yeah, I'll give that a go. Then it comes down to it, he's thinking, maybe not.
Why did I do that? What was I thinking of? So 200 individual medley, the bronze medalist, it doesn't seem to be there, is Chloe Bown from University of Stirling. The silver medalist, Evie Mackey from South Lanarkshire. The gold medalist and Scottish national champion. 200 IM, 400 IM double for Susie McNair, University of Stirling.
Yeah, that was a brilliant swim from Susie, 2:12.0.
And the junior champion, what a meet she's having, Evie Mackey. from South Lanarkshire Swimming. Oh, looks like Chloe might be just making an appearance here, so just in time to get her bronze medal. Guernsey-based swimmer. Saw her swimming this in the Island Games up in Orkney in the summer. So confirmation of your 1, 2, 3 there, and the winning time 2:12.05.
Nice to see a female Scot coming through, potentially filling the shoes of Hannah Miley in that medley that she held for so long. Great to see Susie doing so well.
Yeah, of course. We've got Katie Shannon in the individual medleys.
Yes, yes. Meant in addition to,
it'll
really.
It'll be interesting to see, because she's maybe showing signs that maybe she's going to focus on the backstroke, so we'll see on that. But now we have 100 metres breaststroke as our next event. Again, we've got A, B and C finals here. And in the C final, the lineup is Ethan Bird, Birmingham University, Johnny Martin of Perth City, Daniel Hollis of Birmingham University, Leighton Lavelle, Durham City, Royas Gringellis, City of Glasgow, Jacob Burnett, City of Sunderland, Craig Shaw of South Lanarkshire, and Callum Aitchison, University of Aberdeen Performance.
Very even start so far. It's come into the wall. It's Leighton just by 15 tenths or so, followed by Jacob. And a line really across the board there. It's anyone's guess at the moment. 29s and 30 points respectively. It is the middle 4 lanes, but it's, again, even the top 2 there up in 1 and 2 are still challenging.
Yeah,
Ethan Bird and Johnny Martin.
Now coming down, and lane 6, I think, maybe just starting to make the move. That is Jacob Barnett of City of Sunderland, but being challenged in lane 5 by Royas Gringellis. It's between the two of them. The touch goes to Royas by a tenth, 1:03.67. And that is 4 tenths inside his heat swim. Well done, Royas, taking the C final. Jacob Burnett second, Johnny Martin of Perth City in 3rd place.
Yeah, Jacob Burnett had a brilliant second 50 there, really came through strong at the end. Out in lane 2. Then we move on to the B final.
Yeah, and in this B final we have Ben Rogers, University of Aberdeen Performance in 1. Lachlan Swart, we just saw at the podium, he goes for Stirling Swimming in 2. Fraser Dow, Perth City in 3. Tobermory Mackay Champion, Oxford University in 4. Benjamin Cummings, Edinburgh University in 5. Nathaniel Shanubi, University of Stirling in 6. Albert Whitlock of Tunbridge in 7. And Ewan Weir of Phoenix Aquatics in lane 8. Times in the heats, 1:02s and 1:03s. Just 500s between Tobermory and Benjamin. Toby Mackay Champion has been a breaststroke going around. This is Scott from Oxford University, been there a good long time. Started his life out in Perth City. He is the senior citizen of the field, I guess you'd say, at 28. We'll see how he goes. He was the fastest qualifier, but very fast off the blocks there. Fraser Dow, 0.58 reaction time. Doesn't always help you that much, that fast reaction time, but interesting to see.
Yeah, I think power off the block is more important than pure reaction speed, but it can make the difference.
Lane 6 going well, that's Nathaniel Shanubi, and he just turns first, 29.27, about 4 tenths faster than the C final halfway split. Coming out pattern now in lane 5 is Benjamin Cummings from Edinburgh University. Again, there's a line of swimmers at the 75 turn. Let's see as they come out of that turn, who is going to emerge into the lead. Well, maybe it's Benjamin in lane 5 in the white cap, Tobermory, and in lane 6, Nathaniel Shanubi, the early leader, but I think it might be Benjamin. Is he going to get, I'm not sure. No, Toby got it. Whoa, just absolutely nailed his finish there to get it, 1:02.62.
Yeah, so important in the breaststroke and the butterfly to finish on a full stroke, and well, you can say experience coming through there over youth potentially with Tobermory Mackay Champion right on that final stroke. So no, that was a good
Toby,
swim.
If you listen this to and watch this back, you still got it. Well done.
Experience over youth. There you go.
Yep. Let's hope for us all. Heat number 3, the A final. I say heat number 3, final number 3 is our A final. And coming into lane 8 from University of Aberdeen, Andrew Arthur. In lane 7 is Josh Press for the University of Stirling. Lane 6 is Archie Cooper, winner of the 50 breaststroke yesterday. Slightly surprised to see him in lane 6. Rory Dixon, University of Stirling in lane 5. He was silver in the 50. George Smith, what a race he's been having. Winner multiple times. Rafe Dobson in lane 3, University of Stirling. Joshua Mitchell and University in 2. And Olivier Vedren in lane 1 for the University of Stirling. George Smith, the only swimmer to go under the minute, 59.06 this morning. So let's see what he can do. Yeah,
I think Rory and Archie maybe a little bit left in the tank, I'd imagine. Again, realising probably don't need to quite lay it all out in the heats. I would be confident in saying they will definitely bring a bit more tonight, especially with the performance Archie had yesterday, a 26.4, so he's definitely got the front end for it.
Yep, Archie was a winner at Bucks last month, 57.35 against his 57.8 entry time here, and you see he was just a 1:00.03 this morning, so expect him to be considerably faster than that. So he goes in lane 6. George Smith was very impressive in the 400 IM yesterday, a really strong 200 breaststroker, so what can he do on the 100 here? He will, my guess is they will be the favourites, but Rory Dixon is no mean breaststroker either.
He's not, but I can't deny, or I don't think any of us can deny, that the speed merchant that is Archie Goodburn over the 50, so I think if he can really put himself in a strong position here, which he is doing so already, puts him in a great place to challenge that 57.3 Duncan.
Yeah, he's about a metre up on the swimmers to his left-hand side as they go through 27.08, and that is much faster than he did this morning, second and a half or so. 27.66, George in second place, but what's happened to? Well, he stopped. Wow, I wonder what happened there. I didn't actually see him stop. Well, there's something very strange happened there, so that's completely turned things upside down, and now it is George Smith and Rory Dixon battling it out, and it's going to be George. This will be gold medal number 2. So 58.31, Rory Dixon 58.66. Rafe Dobson will take the bronze. Well, I hope Archie's okay, but that was very unfortunate. So he was going nicely in the first half, came out of the turn, and then suddenly that was it.
Yeah, he just stopped, Duncan, and then he got out of the pool. He walked off to the side, so hopefully he's okay. But not quite sure. Don't know if he was just going for a 50 potentially, but you would think if he was, he would have just swum off the rest of the 100. Yeah. But I'm just checking if he's. Yeah, I can't see anything down the side of the pool there, Duncan. So I think he must be okay.
So obviously that is a DQ for not finishing for Archie. So that's a bit of a shocker, that one. But George Smith, gold medal number 2, 58.31 for him. He'll be very happy with that. Came in on a 59.6, did a 59.5 at Bucks, so take that down to 58.3.
Huge improvement.
Stuff.
Huge improvement. It looked really smooth as well. Coming back in that second half, we were a bit distracted there by the Archie incident there, but I think he, just goes to the strength of George for the 200 as well. We're backing it up nicely.
So after our 100 breaststroke, we move to 50 freestyle. And again, we've got a C, B and A final in this one. So in the C final, the lineup, Mary Mischenko, University of Aberdeen Performance, Emmy Hutchison of Lerwick, then 2 more from University of Aberdeen, Amelia Mardell and Jessica Kirkwood. Eva Alguero, Mulgine Bearsden in 5 rather. Kiana Kurtz are back again for Warrender, as is Asper Lafayette, her second swim for Bahrain in 7. And Aidy Robertson also a second swim for her for South Ayrshire in lane 8. Just turning with the narrow lead in lane 4, Jessica Kirkwood. Good skills off the wall there. Pushing her in lane 6 is Kiana Kurtzler. I think it's between these two, lane 4 and lane 6, Jessica and Kiana, but it is Jessica who gets the touch by 2/10, 26.33. Couple of tenths inside her entry time, heat time. Kiana 26.54. Mary Moschenko from the outside lane taking third there, 26.60.
Yeah, and a couple of drops there. It's much harder to drop in the 50 events, Duncan, from heat to final, because quite often
you're
the
just
athletes,
saying that as
they
a
will
sprinter here.
No,
It's
it's
the
true.
Sprinters Union
Absolutely
play coming
true.
in.
Absolutely true. You quite often go much harder in the heats. Well, that's my excuse anyway.
I guess there's less margin for error, isn't it? You can't, I mean, in the longer events, you push hard in the first half. You know you can relax a bit. You've done the work to qualify safely for the final, but you never know that in a 50, do you?
Yeah, you can't really back off, because if you do, it can actually completely throw your stroke and you lose all momentum, and then you can go significantly slower. So, and to be honest, the last 5 or 10 metres where you could maybe do that doesn't really make much of a difference.
B final then, Yasmin Perry in 1 for Cynthia Glasgow, 2 Hart swimmers, Layla Weatherspoon in 2, Lily Mundell in 3, Melissa Turnbull for University of Stirling in 4, Emma Scobie of Kirkintilloch and Kilsyth in 5, Josephine Klein, University of Stirling 6, Yasmin Hammerlane, Edinburgh University in 7, and Eve Wood of Orkney in lane 8. So entry time, heat times here, 25.8 to 26.3, all pretty much of a muchness out of the turn. So, well, this is all about getting the finish right here now, because they are all coming into the wall in a line here. Is it lane 6? Yes, it is. Josephine Klein just gets it, 25.79. So that is an improvement of about a quarter of a second for her on her heat swim. Lily Mundell second by 200ths from Melissa Turnbull.
Exact same time that Lily went there to the 100th that she did this morning.
She will be the junior champion as well. No juniors in our A final. So Lily Mundell of Heart of Midlothian. I think that will be her first junior title this weekend. So congratulations to her. And to our A final then, coming out to lane 8, Paige van der Westhuizen, University of Stirling. Katie Goodberg of Edinburgh University in 7. Her teammate Drew Mackenzie goes to lane 6. Emma Wood of City of Leeds, they're waiting to get the call to come out to lane 5. Here she comes, nice smile. Good luck, Emma. 4, fastest qualifier, Evie Davis in, she'll go into lane 4. 3 is Catherine Renfrew in her first season, University of Edinburgh from Perth City. Another University of Edinburgh swimmer, Morgan Brophy, the American, will come out into lane 2. And completing the field, the very experienced Stirling University swimmer, Lucy Hope. Oh, she's enjoying it. And she comes out into lane 1.
Well, Evie this morning with a 25.02. See if she can, well, the logical place to be is in the 24s. If you can challenge that this evening, sharpen up the skills, try and replicate. A few other athletes could definitely challenge that as well. Catherine Renfrew and Emma Wood, Drew Mackenzie as well, all 25.2s. So still all to play for, Duncan, in that top 3 in the medal spots.
Yeah. Evie Davis, 25.10 she did at Bucks was her entry time here, so took 800ths off that this morning. So as you say, would love to just duck under that 25.0. Coming up now, already gold in the 100 freestyle. Looking for the 50, 100 double. 25.2, Emma Wood was the second fastest. She was also faster than her entry time this morning. So this one could be pretty fast, you would think here. Off the dive, in a line. Looks like maybe Evie just slightly got her nose in front into the turn. Let's see as they come out of the turn. Well, not a lot in it here, but I think Evie maybe just about edging it. But she needs a good finish here to make sure of this. I think she's going to get it. Yes, she does. And she does get under the 25, 24.98. So double 50 and 100 freestyle champion Evie Davis of the University of Stirling. Second was Emma Wood, and a bronze goes to Catherine Renfrew from Edinburgh University. 25-14, 25-22, just 100th ahead of her teammate Katie Goodburn there.
Yeah, they had a right battle there for the third place. Kate will be slightly frustrated, I'd imagine, but great performance for the two Edinburgh swimmers.
Yep.
Drops across the board in the top four there.
So we're going back to the podium now for our next presentation, and that is going to be the male and open 200 meters freestyle. I'm just waiting for them to make their way to the podium. So that podium used for our diving medalists in the Commonwealth Games here at the Royal Commonwealth Pool. Now being used for Scottish Championships. The bronze medal will go to Edinburgh University's Stefan Kravis. And to his gold in the 100 freestyle. The silver, David Annis, University of Stirling. Bath Performance Centre, Matthew Wards.
Yeah, some great times there for those three athletes. Matthew in the 143, David Annis a 144, and it was a 145.9 for Stefan. And Evan Davidson as well, a great performance. Getting down there, it was a solid over the board.
Is our 200 freestyle junior champion. So that's him getting his junior medal there. No Matt here, he'll be preparing for his next event.
Yeah, like you say, Duncan Matthews in the next event, which is the 50 backstroke. So he'll be in marshalling area.
And our next presentation is the female 100 butterfly. So the bronze medal going to Edinburgh University's Morgan Brophy. She's just out of the water from that 50 free, not had a lot of recovery time there. Silver medalist Kira Schlossen of Edinburgh University. And the gold medal and Scottish champion, that new Scottish record time of 56.17. Say that again, 56.17. Lucy Grieve with a big, big smile from the University of Stirling. And our junior champion in the Clydes, Abby McInerney.
What a swim from Lucy that was. 56.1 is seriously shifting. It's a world-class time.
Yeah, definitely bodes well for the long course season after Christmas. We can't wait for that to develop. But we've still got the matter in hand of the 50 metres backstroke for male and open. Again, three finals. C final, the line-up there, Alfie Price of Orkney. Benji Jeffries, University of Stirling. Callum Peebles, Edinburgh University. Lucas Lowry of Aquajets, Newcastle. Then we have Ryan Ferguson of Edinburgh University. Magnus Morris, University of Stirling. Joel Morley of City of Manchester. And Finlay Sang, City of Glasgow. 26.1 to 26.6. Heat times. So lane 2 and lane 4, Benji Jeffries, Lucas Lowry starting strongly. See how they come out of the turn. So nice turn there from Finlay Sang in lane 8, and that's given him a shot. Also Joel Morley in lane 7. So who's going to get the touch here? Is it lane 2? Yes, it is. 25.54 for Benji.
Yeah, convincing one in the end there, Duncan. Nearly half a second. Lovely wall as well as the start from Benji.
It looked like it was going to be a lot tighter than half a second, I must admit, but he just found that at the end there.
It's a nice long stride at the end to get the touch.
So a good swim from there, 8/10 inside his heat swim. So Benji, I think, will be pretty happy with that. The B final goes now. Andrew Brodie, Edinburgh University in 1. Harry Cook, Aberdeen Dolphin in 2. Lucas Brown, University of Stirling in 3. Nikolai Sisnet, City of Glasgow in 4, the 15-year-old. 5 is Connor Charrington of Edinburgh University. Andrew Sawkins, Heart of Midlothian in 6. Jordan McPhail, Edinburgh University 7. And Lewis Maxwell, Dilmanside and Gateshead in lane 8. So in this one, it's 25-1 to 26-1, the times from the heats. Nikolai Sisnet.
Oh, great to see Andrew Sawkins back in the water. Formerly Edinburgh University swimmer, the Heart of Midlothian. He's been doing very well in the Masters scene, so see if he can back that up.
Yeah, I don't know whether he's back up in Edinburgh because he has been swimming for Borough of Newham in Masters. So whether he's just doing a guest appearance for Hearts or whether he is back in Edinburgh, I'm not sure. Anyway, off they go. Let's see who's going to get the win here. We've also got a little matter of the junior champion. Harry Cook and Nikolai Sisnet will be battling that out. And it's looking like Nikolai, the 15-year-old, in lane 4, but beside him, Connor Charrington is. Ooh, it's kind of tight. Nikolai gets it, 24.94. So good, solid swim there from him. Quarter of a second faster than he was in the heat. So he will be our junior champion. Well done to Nikolai, not for the first time junior champion. Connor Charrington second. As we get ready for our A final. And are they ready to come out? Can't see anyone lurking in there. Yeah, here he comes, William Ellis of Borough Stockton going to lane 8. Finley Davies, University of Stirling in 7. 6 is Jamie Ferguson of University of Aberdeen in 5. We have Scott Gibson, Edinburgh University, until this morning the Scottish record holder. He'll be maybe up for revenge here because Matt Ward in lane 4 took it from him, that time at 23.78. Dean Fern, well, he'll be up there as well, goes into lane 3 for University of Stirling. His teammate Jamie Robertson into lane 2, and from Phoenix Aquatics it's Logan van der Merlen who will make his way to lane 1. So Matthew Ward, already seen him in the 200 freestyle.
Now in great form. Again, he made a significant drop from the 200 in the heat to final. And it'd be great to see if he can challenge that 23.7 blisteringly quick. See full utilisation of the walls here from these athletes. 15 off the start for sure, and they'll be thereabouts off the turn as well. High rate, high tempo. As we've said so many times this evening, Duncan, it'll be on the finish. Again, you can save several tenths or lose several tenths if you don't get it quite right.
Yep, small margins in a 50. Important details to get right. Let's see if they can absolutely nail it in this 50 backstroke. So Matt Ward goes in lane 4. Dean Fern, who is the Scottish junior champion, now a 17-year-old, so no longer a junior. He is in lane 3. Scott Gibson, the former Scottish record holder, is in lane 5. Will no doubt be wanting to swim. So let's see how they go here. So Matt Ward straight away into the lead here, up by a metre already. And it's tight for second. Scott Gibson on one side, Dean Fern on the other, coming out of the turn. And it is Matt Ward. This is going to be his second win of the night. He's up by about a metre, coming in 23.60, knocks another 1800s off that Scottish record. So he is getting ever closer to Ollie Morgan's British record. Looks pretty happy about that. So 23.60. The winning time there. Scott Gibson 23.98, and that wasn't a bad swim. That was very close to his former Scottish record, only 400ths away from his best time.
I think he'll be pleased with that. It'd be nice to dip under. Jamie Robertson again, just pipping out Dean Fern there.
Yeah.
24-1. So that's a nice drop from where Jamie Robertson was 24-5 from the heat swim. So that's only 0.4.
And came in on a 25-0. So 25-0, 24-5, 24-1. That's not bad progression.
Certainly
from
is.
Entry to heats to final.
Certainly is. But I mean, Matthew Ward there, it was a big drop. Well, big time this morning, and backing up and improving again was very impressive, especially since he's had a 200 freestyle, which is by no means an easy event earlier on.
No.
Now we quickly move on to
200 breaststroke. Female event, B final. Line up. Amy McLeod, City of Glasgow in 1, Katie Coventry of Morpeth in 2, Abby Whitfield, Derwenside and Gateshead in 3, Honor McCarty, City of Glasgow in 4, Perry Scobie, Edinburgh University in 5, Julie Sala of University of Stirling in 6, Cara White of Red 96 in 7, and Millie Serler-Geary in lane 8. So a bit of a difference from our 50s, 8 lengths of the pool in this one. 2:38s to 2:40s the time from this morning. Taking it out as we come up to the 50. Perry Scobie in lane 5, up by a metre or so, 34.49.
nice start there from Perry. Looking comfortable.
In the white cap beside her is Julie Sala of the University of Stirling. She is not that far away, and now getting into a stride is Honor McCarty in lane 4, City of Glasgow swimmer, so she'll be looking to try and push on in the second half, I would think. Certainly at the moment it's these three. Next best over in lane 1, Amy McLeod, so she's not that far away from the leading group. Who gets the touch at halfways? Honor, just by 300ths, 1:14.23 from Perry and Julie.
Better timed wall there from Honor. You could see the momentum she had in her favour, and she's carried that through nicely here, extending their lead.
Yeah, very much, I think, showing the classic tactics of a 200 breaststroke here to take it steady early on and really wind it up once again to the second half. And that's what Honor is doing here. She's now a body length clear as we come up to the 150 turn, 154.34, so that was pretty much a 40-second split there. Another of those would be a 2:34 against her entry time, or heat time of 2:38. Just looking at her entry time, that was a 2:35, so got every chance of getting inside that this evening. Final turn, needs to push on. This is where it will hurt. She's certainly got the B final sewn up, and now needs to push on and improve on the time she came into the meet on. The race is on for second, lane 1 Amy McLeod, and lane 6 the early leader Julie Sala, with Cara White not far, but 2:34.32. Honor McCarty takes the win. That is inside her submitted entry time. She will be the junior champion as well. So City of Glasgow swimmer getting it done. 15-year-old, so another year as a junior next year. See whether she can continue to develop in this next year. Her teammate Amy McLeod from lane 1, grabbing second place there, ahead of Julie Sala.
Also very well paced, both of them coming back very strongly in the second half. As you say, that classic approach to the 200 breaststroke.
So we move to our A final, female 200 breaststroke. And coming out into lane 8 is Isabel Monarch from Morpeth. In 7, Hannah Bowley of Edinburgh University. In 6, Lula Gow from University of Aberdeen. 5, Emily McGee from Dundee City Aquatics. She's got a race face on. 4 is Anna Morgan, so winner in the 50 yesterday. For Edinburgh University, her teammate Charlotte Hardy comes out to lane 3. Thanks to her showing us your tongue, Charlotte. 2 is Anna Finlay of Derwenside and Gateshead. And Amber Rigg of Dumfries comes out to lane 1. So 2:27, Anna Morgan, the fastest this morning, comes into this on a 2:23. So we'd like to see her in that sort of territory this evening, or even faster, hopefully. She was certainly fast in the sprint yesterday.
Yeah, well, she's clearly got the front end at the moment as well as the back end, so it'll be good to really put that together nicely and translate the challenge a personal best time. I think she was thereabouts at Bucks a couple of weeks back.
Yep, she was fourth, so just missed a medal there. She was third in this event last year, so looking to improve that to the top of the podium. Finalist as well in the British Championships back in April. So off they go like a coiled spring on the blocks now, and away they go now. So off the start, good starts in lanes 3 and 4, the two from Edinburgh University, Charlotte Hardy and Anna Morgan. Anna, I think, just turning first. Also lane 7 is Hannah Bowley, also from Edinburgh University. So at the moment, an excellent start from the Edinburgh University crew. Trying to go with them is Emily McGee, the Dundee swimmer, in lane 5. Let's see at the 50 though. It is going to be Anna, 32.48, and that is about 8-9 tenths faster than she was this morning. And now about a body length up, Charlotte in second place, just ahead of Emily McGee and also Anna Finlay in lane 2, who's pretty much up with Charlotte there at the toe. In fact, all three of them were. This is looking good at the moment for Anna Morgan to add to her breaststroke gold tally, up now by a good couple of meters anyway. Her time at the heats was a 1:11.7, so much faster than that now, 1:09.05. So this is exactly what we want to see here. That sort of pace, a 36.5 split for her second 50. Race still very much on for the other places on the podium. Let's see how that one works out.
If it's a few 36s back to back, Duncan, she could be thereabouts for that 23 or even a 22 high potentially. So we'll see what split she comes out with in the third 50 now.
So certainly it looks to have this all wrapped up with a bow on it. 1:46 there to 36.9 there. So can she pick the pace up in this final 50? Anna Finlay has moved into second place, but it's still really a four-way battle for two spots on the podium. And as Anna Morgan has the top spot all but laid on now. So the white caps in lanes 5 and 6 against the black caps in lanes 2 and 3. Emily McGee, Nuala Gow, Anna Finlay, Charlotte Hardy, but they're all in the wake of Anna Morgan. Let's see if she can. Pretty impressive time there. Very close to her submitted entry time, within 4 tenths of that. So getting the job done, and well, very tight. She looks pretty happy about that one. Nice smile. We'll get the debrief from their coaching fraternity, Matt Trodden and Danny. Charlotte Hardy making it Edinburgh University 1-2. Emily McGee grabs the bronze, the Dundee City Aquatic swimmer. So we are now moving back to the medal podium for our next presentation. And this is the male and open 100 meters breaststroke. Swimmers all ready and correct. So the bronze medal goes to University of Stirling's Rafe Dobson. The silver medal, Rory Dixon, also University of Stirling, and it's a University of Stirling 1-2-3. Is about to step up onto the top of the podium for his second gold medal of the weekend is George Smith. And our junior champion, Lachlan Small, just got that junior medal by 600 from Fraser Dow in the B final. So he's been up before for a junior medal, so well done Lachlan, but well done to the University of Stirling trio there, headed by George Smith. And our next presentation is the female 50 freestyle. So the bronze medalist from Edinburgh University is Catherine Renfrew. 25.22, got it by 100th. Emma Wood, City of Leeds, silver medalist. Scott from Leeds, nice to see her come up for these championships. And the gold medalist, the 50-100 double complete for University of Stirling under the 25 seconds, Evie Davis. And the junior champion from Heart of Midlothian, time of 25.94, Lily Mundell. So congratulations to our medalists there. Photo time. And we turn our attentions back to our next set of races. And next up will be the Male and Open 200 meters butterfly. Again, two finals in this, B and A. The lineup for the B final there: James Gillies, City of Glasgow; Harry Langford from Royal Wolverhampton School; Callum Sinclair of Edinburgh University; Fraser Tetlow, University of Aberdeen; Ross Anderton, Edinburgh University; Cedar Gullen, Edinburgh University; Ethan Williams of Newcastle Swim Team; and Daniel Payton of Tynemouth. Daniel was also in that 1500, but he's had a bit more time to recover for this 200 fly, but that is also a tough double though, a 1500 and a 200 fly.
Yeah, it certainly is. He's probably the best part of maybe just an hour, roughly. So enough time to, you know, stretch off a bit, loosen off in the pool, fresh suit, get a bite to eat. Can actually act in the favour of some athletes, Duncan, having that priming, getting the body ready, blowing any cobwebs away from the heat to final. So see how he pans out.
So the times in the heats this morning: 2:06. Fraser Tetlow the fastest, up to 2:09. Daniel Payton, and it is Fraser Tetlow who's opened up the early lead here in the white cap in lane 4. University of Aberdeen swimmer, 26.80 for him at the 15. So certainly setting out his stall strongly here, over half a second up at the 50 metre mark from lane 1, going very nicely. James Gillies, City of Glasgow, turns second, although let's see out the turn. Coming up now is Ross Anderton in lane 5, and also lane 2, Harry Langford. So these three all pretty close for second, but behind Fraser, who goes through in 57.89, so just over a 31 for his second 50. So it's going to need a mighty effort to get anywhere close to him now, you would think, as he comes through the 125 turn. You never know in a 200 butterfly though. Has he gone out too fast? Can he sustain this pace? Ross Anderton in lane 5, still battling with James Gillies and Harry Langford over in lanes 1 and 2, but it is still Fraser Tetlow, but a 33 that time, so his pace has dropped quite a bit on that third 50. 131.03, has a second and a half advantage. I can't see him losing that. Ross Anderton, I think, is now in second place. Well, can he come back? Well, maybe he can. Suddenly, he is getting very close here. So Ross Anderton on the hunt here. Now, can Fraser hang on to this one? He's still just about got the lead as they come into the wall. And, oh no! Ross Anderton. Well, you didn't think that was possible at the 150, did you?
Didn't indeed. Wow, what a finish there from Ross. Unbelievable. Right in the last finish. The last stroke. My goodness, that was Wow.
Even on that last stroke, you thought Fraser was going to get it there, but somehow Ross found a way.
Just had the momentum behind the finish.
Yep, 2:04.90. He was at 2:06 in the heat, so takes 2 seconds off that. So straight off into our A final now then. And going into lane 8. He's not had too much rest from his last swim. Nikolai Sisnet, City of Glasgow. 7, Elliot Best of Newcastle. 6 will be Benjamin Beale, the youngster from Derwentide and Gateshead. In 5, Tom Bealey, University of Aberdeen Performance. 4, fastest qualifier, Andrew Bertoli, University of Stirling, 1:57.9 this morning. Lane 3, the winner in the 50 fly, Scottish record holder now in the 50 butterfly. That's Brodie Gordon-Gibson, his teammate Callum Rose, Edinburgh University, into lane 2, and Scott Fleming goes into lane 1 for the University of Stirling. So this one could be very interesting. Fastest coming into the meet, Tom Bealey. He is the experienced swimmer of this group, the 26-year-old from University of Aberdeen, but Andrew Bertoli was faster than him this morning. Brodie Gordon-Gibson, we know, has the speed. We saw that yesterday in the 50 fly. So could be very interesting. Jack, what do you think?
Yeah, well, I know Brodie Gordon-Gibson's been working a lot on his 100 as well, so I suspect he'll have a couple seconds in the tank here to maybe push on a little bit. He was looking very smooth last time I saw him, and again you've got the experience versus somewhat of the youth here, and it's going to come down to who's hungrier for it, who left enough in the tank from the heats.
Well, he'll be hoping that he has taken some of what Ross Anderson had in that last heat. He wants some of that to finish on a very fast finish, but let's see how this one works out. Bertoli then in lane 4, Bealey in lane 5, Gordon-Gibson in 3, Beale in 6, Callum Rose in lane 2.
Again, so with Tom and Andrew being the likely favourites for the 200 here, I can imagine that the pacing will come from them, but again we see how quickly it can fall apart in the final 50. If you just go a little bit too hard in that first half of the race, you can really be found wanting in that final 25.
So they all look to be taking it fairly canny in this first 50. Nobody has really pushed on to take the early lead. Brodie Gordon-Gibson has it by a couple of tenths, 25.60, and that is about 6 tenths faster than he was this morning. So he's setting out his stall, but now it is lane 4. Andrew Bertoli, I think, has just edged past him on that third length. So these two, lane 4 and lane 3 in the white cap, is Tom Bealey. So what can he do in the second half? It's about a metre behind Andrew Bertoli in third place, 54.50. Now Bertoli leads the way, and that is 6 tenths faster than he was at halfway this morning. And he's starting to open up the gap now. So Andrew Bertoli looking to make the big push and ask the questions of the others. Tom Bealey has moved ahead of Brodie Gordon-Gibson into second place. Brodie Gordon-Gibson has Callum Rose challenging him in lane 2. But with 50 to go, it's Bertoli by about 1.3. 124.22. Tom Bealey is about 2.5 metres behind him. So it does look like it's going to be a Bertoli victory here, unless something dramatic happens as we saw in the B final. I don't think we're going to see that here, but well, here comes Bealey. He is closing the gap. I think he's got too much to do. Well, we saw what happened last time, but not quite repeating there. In the end, 3 tenths between them. You see that 31.2, a second faster for Tom in that final 50, but 1:56.49, just 2 seconds away from the Duncan Scottish record. Tom Bealey, 1:56.79. Callum Rose coming through. He'll be happy to have got on the podium. He's had a wretched period of injury over the last year or so. So
it was a
great to see him.
30.4 in that final 50, Duncan. He was absolutely storming through. Nearly a second clear of anyone else in the field in that final 50. So he was coming through with absolute intent there. Probably left a little bit in the tank potentially. That was an unbelievable finish from Callum.
So that was good stuff. We really enjoyed that. So our next presentation will be coming up very shortly. And this time it is the male and open 50 meters backstroke. Having said that, we've got female 100 backstroke to come before that, so I'm getting ahead of myself here. So 3 finals on this, starting with our C final. So let's go through the field for that. Irene Ferris of Commonwealth in lane 1, Hannah Lafferty of Atlantis in 2, Alison Wood, University of Aberdeen in 3, Amy Milne of Kelps in 4, Eve Wood, Orkney in 5, Caitlin Reid of Warren de Bass in 6, Lucy Raper of Morpeth in 7, Isabella Cohn for Heart of Midlothian in lane 8. So the fastest qualifier, the swimmer from Australia, she is a Scot. Kelps swimming out from the Perth area of Western Australia. So let's see what she can do. It didn't get the best of starts. It's Alison Wood who will lead them into the first turn from lane 3.
Yeah, Alison wouldn't really going past the 15 metres actually off the start there, so that was right on the line, but it was a very good start from Alison. But it's coming from, looks like Caitlin Reid from lane 6 just coming through, or not?
Oh, no, in lane 5, in fact, Eve Wood, 30.79.
So Caitlin Reid in second there, so it's across the other side of the pool that is pushed on a little bit.
Yeah, Caitlin Reid having a pretty good meet here, and upping her best times throughout, but it is the Orcadian swimmer who is looking like she is going to take this C final. It's going to be very close behind her. The white caps of Alison Wood and Ailey Milne coming up, and the red cap of Caitlin Reid, but it is Eve who takes the win. In the end, only by 2/10 because Ailey Milne was coming up fast at her. 1:04.45 for Eve. That is about 3/4 of a second faster than she was this morning. Caitlin second, Ailey rather second, and Alison Wood third. B final next. Millie Linton. Just wait, let's just get the confirmation there of that C final. So there's Millie Linton. Borough Stockton will be in lane 1. Hannah O'Mahony of City of Manchester in 2. Marie Wood, University of Aberdeen in 3. Zara Kravis of East Lothian in 4. 5 is Gabrielle Freeman of Morpeth. 6, Amy Shields at University. 7, Jessica Kirkwood, University of Aberdeen. And Rebecca Reid of Aberdeen in lane 8. So we're looking at 1:03.6s to 1:04.7, the times for getting into this B final. Fastest Sarah Kravis, a couple of junior medals to her name yesterday. She won't be the junior this time. We've got a junior coming up in the A final. So we're having to wait patiently here. So some discussion about something going on.
Potentially a technical infringement, maybe? So
well, they did call
DQ
the
card.
official result, so I think it might be more about, in fact, you can see there on the starters, they've got a red light, so they need a green light before they can go. So they're just liaising with the technical experts in the box, just in terms of what's going on there. Hopefully they'll get things sorted and these swimmers will get away quickly. They're so dependent on our gurus. Everybody a volunteer, and we've got the green light now, so I think we're good to go. So Zara Kravis, as I said, the fastest qualifier for the speed final, but only by 600s from Gabrielle Freeman, so could be a good tussle between those two, and others on 1:03s as well, Marie Wood and Amy Shields. So A number of swimmers certainly could be strong contenders here. That distinctive red and white cap of Morpeth there in lane 5 for Gabrielle. Whoops, what happened there? Looks like we had the starting signal without the take your mark, so that doesn't work. So we'll start again. Again, that might have been just a technical issue with the equipment. So these swimmers just being held up a bit, so held up and now held up a bit in the pools, but they have to take that in a stride. This is the sort of thing swimmers have to be able to cope with.
Yeah, unfortunately it does happen. It's unfortunate that it's backstroke and they are in the water. That is particularly unfortunate, but again, they're free to do what they can to stay warm, try and keep the body moving.
Yeah, I guess because the water temperature is quite cool, isn't it? So
well, racing
to cope with racing's heat generated by the body. So when you're just sitting in it like that,
yeah, they will be cooling down quickly because the temperature for the pool is brought down for racing. Because as we know, well, maybe not everyone will know, but a faster pool is a colder pool. So race temperature is significantly cooler than you would train in. So again, you want to be in and getting on with it, so to speak, not sitting around. So hopefully the athletes can do what they can.
So again, you can see no green light sitting there, so patiently waiting for that to come through. And hopefully that will get sorted and these swimmers will get away. Not a lot the referee and the starter can do, they have to wait for that green light. And these swimmers, as you say, they're sensible there in lane 8, just pull away from the wall a little bit, just relax those muscles. You don't want to be hanging on to that start, but hopefully now we are good to go. Whistle goes, they get into their start position, and let's hope we get a nice clean start this time. Well, something else just what's going on. I think they only wanted to do a test start there. I suspect just when you get that glitch with the starting system, you always want to test it before you do a live start. So again, they're taken away from the blocks. The single whistle goes now to indicate that we are ready to go again. So they've not had their troubles to seek in this B final, but they'll need to put that behind them and now focus on the job in hand. And we are now away, so let's see what they can do now that they have got away. They'll be wanting now to push on hard. Nice start in lane 2. That's Hannah O'Mahony, the City of Manchester swimmer. Looked like she was first through the 25 turn. Coming out of it, she's up there, so is Zara Kravis in lane 4. So these two fairly close, others pretty close behind them. Let's see as we come up the wall. It's still Hannah in lane 2, 30-32 for her. Millie Linton, in fact, is second, just ahead of Zara Kravis and Gabrielle Freeman in the centre lanes. And as we come down the second half, well, really tight here. Lane 3 maybe now just edging it. That is Marie Wood of University of Aberdeen, but Zara Kravis putting in a fantastic turn there. Suddenly she is half a metre up. Gabrielle trying to go with her in lane 5, but well, it was that turn at 75 metres that did it for Zara, and found another gear down that last then to take the win. 102.22, though that is a second and a half near enough faster than she was this morning, so I think she'll be happy with that. Just checking what she came into this meet on. So Zara Kravis there taking the win, and came in on a 102.19, so right on that time. But now to the A final, and coming into lane 8 from City of Leeds, a quick return to the pool for her. Just saw her on the podium just now. Laura Ann Marshman coming in for lane 7 for University of Stirling. Millie Mainwaring of the City of Glasgow goes into lane 3, medalist yesterday in the 50. 5 rather, it's Caitlin Ebbage, University of Stirling. Holly McGill, who is good this morning, right on the minute, 1:00.00 heat time. University of Stirling swimmer. There's Amber Rigg for Dumfries going into lane 3. Abby McInerney is our one junior in this A final for Inverclyde in lane 2, and there is Heidi Wren of City of Glasgow, and she makes her way to lane 1. So 1:00.00. Holly McGill came into this meet of 59.12. That was her time from last year. British Championship bronze medalist in April. So she will be hoping to pick this one up. Next fastest to her, nearly a second behind, Caitlin Ebbage, her University of Stirling teammate. She will be in lane 5. And those two coming into the meet under the minute, the only two who are. So hopefully we'll see swims under the minute here.
Yeah, well, a 1:00 from Holly. I think she'll be looking to push that on, and Caitlin as well, try and challenge that sub 60.
So away they go. Nice clean start that time. And it's Caitlin Ebbage starting strongly. Expect to see Holly as mainly a 200 backstroker, probably strong in the second half here. So let's see how this one works out, because it is Caitlin who's got the early advantage. A nice push off the wall there, and 12 meters underwater there. So she is going to lead them through, going very nicely. Heidi Wren over on the far side. She's in 3rd place, just behind Holly McGill, but it's 28.79, Caitlin Ebbage. So can she keep this one going? She's still a meter up, but Holly McGill has started to go, but she's got quite a lot of work to do in this final 25, because Caitlin Ebbage may be going to turn a surprise here. I can't see her being beaten from here. Holly McGill, I think, is going to have to settle with silver as Caitlin Ebbage, but it is closing as they come into the wall, but Caitlin holds on to take it. 59.60 for her, 59.76 for Holly McGill, and Amber Rigg will take the bronze. Thumbs up, Caitlin Ebbage. Thumbs up that way as well. Yep, she likes it. 59.60, that is right on her entry time from the meet. Picks up nicely from heats to finals, takes her first gold of these championships. And as I mentioned, Abby McInerney there in 1:02.26 is our junior champion. Sarah Crevice actually went 400s faster than that in the B final, but we had to be in the A final.
Yep.
So
well, that's why you need to go. That's why you need to go fast enough in the heats.
Yep. So our presentation now is the 50-meter backstroke. And our bronze medalist from the University of Stirling is Jamie Robertson. The silver medalist from Edinburgh University, Scott Gibson. And our gold medalist and Scottish champion in that new Scottish record time, 23.60 from Bath Performance Centre, Matthew Ward. What a swim that was. And our junior champion from City of Glasgow is Nikolai Sisnet, winner of the B final at 24.94. So second gold of the night for Matt Ward, 200 free, 50 back. Second record of the day in 50 back. That's not a bad haul for a day.
Absolutely
a nice Saturday in December.
Absolutely, it's a great way to round off the year of racing. 2 big swims and still a few more to come. Although I think he has pulled out of the medley, the 100 medley, I think. Yes, he has.
So our next presentation is for the female 200 breaststroke, and it's Emily McGee, the bronze medalist from Dundee City Aquatics. There's the silver medalist, Charlotte Hardy, of Edinburgh University, and your gold medalist, Anna Morgan, from Edinburgh University. And your junior champion from the city of Glasgow is Honor McCarty. Getting a big cheer here from the crowd here. Glasgow contingent here. So congratulations to our 200 breaststroke medalists. That is next up. Once again, we have 3 finals here. There's the lineup for the C final. Lachlan Small of Stirling Swimming. Jake Lewis Maxwell, Derwent Side and Gateshead. Harry Cook, Aberdeen Dolphin. He swam this afternoon, was really fast. Cameron Travis, University of Aberdeen in 6. Alex Whittle for Newcastle in 7. And Conan Swinney of Derwent Side and Gateshead in lane 8. And then the junior champion in the 1500 freestyle earlier.
Well, it's a rare treat, Duncan, to see the 100 medley. A couple times a year we really get to see it. A true splash and dash event. One length of each stroke.
I'm incorrect, by the way, about that. Conan Swinney. He has been a medalist, but not in the 1500. So here we go. 1 length of each stroke. So butterfly completed into backstroke. Lanes 3 and 4. Finley Sang, Lewis Maxwell. Others now coming up alongside, including Cam Travis in lane 6, who just gets the touch there by 100th from Harry Cook. Told you Harry Cook was going fast this weekend. 25.93 then, the halfway split into breaststroke. And now it's the turn of lane 3, Finley Sang, and he's moved strongly through in the breaststroke. Can he keep that going in the freestyle? Lewis Maxwell in 4, but I don't think he's going to catch Finley. He will take our C final in a time of 56.60. That's nearly a second and a half faster than he was in the heats, so good swim from Finley. Second, Lewis Maxwell, 57.40. Harry Cook third, 57.74. Yeah, it's a great event, the 100 IM, because it's it's all about technique, technical skills, isn't it? Maximising your turns, really getting those transitions from stroke to stroke right.
Yeah, transitions around the wall, transitions, as you say, into the stroke. Different muscle groups, totally different muscle groups. You're going from unilateral side to side to the power base of the breaststroke, and then back to freestyle, and you really got no time much to think. Very hypoxic, because again you're really maximising the walls, head down, so it's a fun event for sure. I think a lot of athletes really enjoy it, but it can be quite a hard event. Yep. If you are truly pushing on.
So the B final getting ready to go. Line up Alfie Price of Orkney in 1, Leon Molam, University of Stirling in 2, Ed Armitage, Derwent Side and Gateshead in 3, Andrew Arthur, University of Aberdeen in 4, Regan Gallagher of Taunton Dean in 5, Max Oldham, Edinburgh University in 6, Nathaniel Shanubi, University of Stirling in 7, and Micah Van Bluk, University of Aberdeen in 8. 56s and 57s, the heat swims here. So we saw that 56.6 from Finley Sang in the C final. They'll be looking to go faster than that here.
Great start there from Max in lane 6. He had a excellent, really good underwaters in the backstroke as well. That was brilliant there from Max Oldham.
Yep, Micah Van Bluk going nicely there, nearest to the camera as well. And also up in lane 1, Alfie Price, the Orcadian. And it's Alfie and Max, 25.75, cannot be separated at halfway. That is about 2/10 faster than the C final. Into the breaststroke though, and it's all changed. Andrew Arthur is a very strong breaststroker, and he's just edging it now from Micah Van Bluk. So the 2 University of Aberdeen swimmers now are at the front of this race. Lanes 5 and 6, Regan Gallagher and Max Oldham trying to get back at them. But I think it's going to be Andrew Arthur getting the touch. It is 56.64, a couple of tenths faster, and not as fast as the C final. Well, what about that? 400's back on Finley Sang's time, but Andrew Arthur takes the B final. You got to be there to win it. 56.89 Regan Gallagher, Micah Van Blert 56.97 in third. And now the A final of 100 meters individual medley. And coming out for lane 8 from Edinburgh University is Connor Cherrington. In 7 from Tadcaster, Ethan Balin. Then we got a string of University of Stirling swimmers led out by Finlay Davis, who goes into lane 6. Josh Press into lane 5. The fastest qualifier, Brogan Hyde, makes his way to lane 4. Then Dean Fern into lane 3. From Phoenix Aquatics, Logan van der Merlen goes to lane 2. And completing the field, University of Stirling's Cameron Rapson in lane 1. So 54.74, Brogan Hyde's time was around 3/10 faster than anybody else in the heats. Joshua Press comes into this meet with the fastest time on paper. He's in lane 5. So, well, let's see how this one works out in practice. Certainly expect Stirling to be dominant here. The 4 fastest times, all from University of Stirling swimmers. 54.7 up to Finlay Davis's 55.8. So away they go. Expect Brogan to be fast and Dean Fern to be fast on the butterfly leg, and they are the 2 who are taking it out in lanes 3 and 4. Difficult to call who got the touch at the 25, but coming out of the turn, both also strong backstrokers. Lane 5, Josh Press is up there with them as well. Is it going to be Dean Fern? I think it is, just turning first, 24.43. This is much faster than we've seen in the 2 previous finals. Dean Fern, the junior record holder from last year, would love to be winning this one, but on the breaststroke he's just been overhauled by Press and Hyde. And it's Josh Press. Well, he said he would be up there, and he is edging it from Brogan Hyde. Dean Fern in third. Oh, but Brogan Hyde is coming through, and he gets it. Just that last 2 or 3 meters, he found some extra pace and takes the win in 54.62. Knocks 12 hundredths off his time from the heats.
Yeah, that was a very strong finish there. Got his head down, got that reach. Just pipped out Josh Press at the end. Dean Fern did well there to hang on for second.
Yeah, 54.76 for Dean and 54.99 Josh Press, who was leading out the 75, but couldn't quite get the job done at the end in that 25 freestyle. 400 freestyle is next up. So in the B final, watch out lane 2. Faye Rogers, the S10 paraswimmer, 4:29.46. That was a new British record this morning. So we would be very interested to see whether she can take that down some more. S10 British record. The Europeans would not accept records from this meet because it's not a designated para meet, but the British will accept the records, so will the Scots. So let's see whether Faye can improve on that time. But the lineup, Charlotte Payton of Tynemouth in 1, Faye Rogers goes in lane 2 for Edinburgh University, Amber Hinton of De Vries in 3, Ella Took, the fastest qualifier, University of Stirling in 4, Kira Prentice, City of Manchester Aquatics in 5, Lucy Hunter of South Lanarkshire in 6, Amelia Martell, University of Aberdeen in 7, and Sophie McClure of Tadcaster in lane 8.
It'll be good to see if Faye can challenge, like you said, and push on a little bit more, and see if the other athletes in the field as well can make that drop. But it's a hard double, Duncan, doing the 400. It's one of these events where it's not distance, it's not sprint. Is it aerobic? Is it anaerobic? You really do test the engine here. It's a it's a brutal, non-stop event, especially on the legs. It can be really, really lactate developing. So particularly for the final stages, you really want to be in a position where you can be building through. Again, we spoke about the 1500 and athletes are trying even splits. Again, the 400 is very much one of those events where you want to try and be as close as you can to the even splits. The world-class athletes will basically even split, maybe a second or two between their first 200 and their second. So the closer the athletes can get to that level, the better. Again, it puts them in a much stronger, more controlled position coming into the second half.
So it's Ella Took in lane 4, up by best part of a metre as they go through the 125 turn. Second place in lane 3 is Amber Hinton, the junior from Dumfries. Faye Rogers in lane 2 is part of the pack behind those two. So at the 150, 135, 8.0, a lead of 8/10 for our Ella. Amber second, Kira Prentice in third. Actually have an empty lane in lane 1, so just the 7 swimmers going here. And Ella in the white cap has the advantage still. Coming down to the halfway mark, she is up by maybe 1.5 meters now. So up to the 200, time 2:09.57. 33.7 there, so Amber Hinton slightly faster on that last 50 meters. And she is making a bit of a move here. She has come through, and well, certainly out of that turn, the two of them, well, I was going to say side by side, but I think it's Amber has got the edge now in lane 3. Faye Rogers we talked about, I think currently sitting in 4th or 5th, maybe just 5th. Keep an eye on her time as well, but it's Amber Hinton now, 7/10 up. And starting to make a move as well is Kira Prentice in lane 5. She's alongside Ella Took. But Amber Hinton, the junior from Dumfries, is looking to bring this one back. We do have more junior Evie Mackey going in the A final, so this won't be a junior title for Amber, but she's certainly looking good for this. 3:16.08 at 300. So 32.9 was the fastest split there for her on that 50. So you see there she goes through her turn, up by a body length from Kira Prentice now in second place. So 50 meters to go. Ella Took the early leader, so in third place. Faye Rogers just challenging for 4th, just has it ahead of Lucy Hunter, but only by 300ths. So Amber Hinton has got this one. Final turn for her. So her time in the heats 4:25.41. Time coming into the meet, I can't just find at the moment. So in she comes, 4:20.89. So nicely inside her entry heat time by 3.5 seconds. 4:23.40 was her entry time, so inside that as well. Job done by Amber there.
Yeah, it was a nice controlled race. Convincingly won in the end as well.
Yep. Just wait for the official time to come up and just check on Faye Rogers' time there. Did she get inside that 4:29.46?
I think she might have just been outside. No, she was. She was 4:28.63 from what I can see on the board.
It's excellent stuff there. So coming out then for our A final, Paige van der Westhuizen, University of Stirling, Alice Forrest, Derwentsside and Gateshead Ella Smith in 8, Mari Craig in 7, Emma Price coming out for Borough Stockton in 6, Phoebe Arbuckle will go That's Evie Mackey going into 4, Phoebe Buckle before her. 3 is Holly McGill back again. In 2, Alice Forrest, Derwent and Gateshead. And Paige van der Westhuizen, University of Stirling in lane 1. So there is your lineup. Evie Mackey, the fastest qualified, the junior, 4:15.78. Just worth keeping an eye. If she can knock 3 seconds or so off that, Rasheen Ramsey's junior record 4:12.88. Well, you never know. She'd love to do it, I'm sure. And she has been on fine form this weekend.
Yeah, she has. And again, I think athletes are, I think in the 400 you can hold a little bit back. So I will suspect a few will drop a good few seconds here, Duncan. Especially in the, a bit more of the grandeur of the final, race against each other. Some of the athletes, of course, we know have already swum. So again, that can be a benefit or a hindrance, depending on who we've seen so far. Some positive cases, some not so much.
So Phoebe Buckle, the winner of the 800 yesterday, she's the fastest qualifier here in, well no, in fact in lane 5, not the fastest qualifier, that was Evie Mackey. Has the fastest going into this time, along with Emma Price. Holly McGill, of course, just had that 100 backstroke. She was very strong, 400 free in the heats, 4:17.
And Evie Mackey's going out very strongly here, Duncan. Yeah, really assertive first 50, blisteringly quick there with a 28.54. So again, going out with intent.
Yep. So let's see whether she can keep this going.
The magic number we're looking for is a 4:12, I believe you said?
4:12.88, yes. That would be, I mean, she came entry time 4:13, and she did that pretty recently, so you would think 4:12.88 is certainly on for her.
Absolutely. My only concern at this stage, Duncan, is she going a bit too quick. I mean, this is, on this pace, she is absolutely going to be challenging that. It's very, very fast, very early on, really motoring the legs as well. She's again powering away, taking significant chunks each 50 out of her competitors.
So if in this situation, if you're Phoebe Buckle in lane 5, what are you thinking right now? Because you'll obviously be able to see Evie right there, what, 5 meters nearly ahead of you
again, and
the
it's
150.
Yeah, still a huge chunk of the race still to go, so you're thinking probably, well, stick to my tactics. Phoebe being more of a back end 800 swimmer coming down to the 400, so again relying on that second half strength to pull through. But again, you probably are thinking, wow, this is an interesting choice of pacing here from Evie in the middle lane. So she has slowed slightly in the rate, so her rate has dropped slightly there, so she's calmed down somewhat, but it's still about 5 meters, so she's very much maintaining that advantage that she's built over the first 200 meters to Phoebe Arbuckle. So yeah, the splits reflect that now. They're kind of pacing at the same, it's fairly even there.
31.8, but still, well, nobody's making any impact so far on this Evie Mackey lead. Phoebe Buckle clear in second. There's a good race on for the bronze. Lane 3 is Holly McGill. Lane
Looks
6
like
is Emma Price.
And that's definitely a quicker 50 for Phoebe. There is indeed. So Evie is slowing significantly and Phoebe's pushing on here. So I think, as I suspected, the 800 swimmer coming through more strongly in the second half. So again, I think Evie will need to be a little bit careful here, because she's again letting Phoebe gain about a second to 0.8 per 50 at the moment. So with 100 meters to go, it's going to be a very tight finish, and Phoebe's looking very strong in the final 100, Duncan.
Yeah, so 3:05.83 and 3:06.88, so pretty much a second in it. You see there, 32.3 against the 30.9. So you think Phoebe Buckle, but can Evie Mackey hold her off? She looking to find something extra, but Phoebe Buckle now right alongside her. This is coming up to the 350 turn, and for the first time it's the Warrender swimmer taking the lead. So we've also got that matter of that junior record, so 3:39.30. She needs to come back in a 33, so she was around that on that penultimate 50. Can she find something extra? It looks like the gold is going to go to Phoebe Arbuckle of Warren de Bass, who will be her second freestyle gold of the championships. So she surely is going to take this. Can Evie Mackey take the junior record, 4:12.88? So Phoebe Arbuckle is coming in 4:10.54. Now what's this time? 4:12.49. She's done it. She did it the hard way. Wow, but she did it by 4/10. New Scottish junior record. That's our first Scottish junior record to go this weekend. But Phoebe Arbuckle, second freestyle gold, 800 and 400 now. Well, she didn't panic when Evie went out like a train, but she got her reward. So 4:10.54, much faster than her time in the heats, and 2 seconds inside her entry time as well. So that was a really well managed swim from Phoebe, particularly when she had to react to what Evie Mackey did.
Yeah, I mean, if you stick to your guns, stick to your pacing, stick to your strategy, what you spoke about with your coach, and like we said, that the real back end work of the 800 coming through well there, because my goodness, Evie went out far too quick. Don't know what was going on there. Don't know what the coach said to her. Just go max from the beginning.
Well,
and hang on for dear life.
Well, and it worked for her. She got a Scottish junior record
to
take home for her troubles in that one. So we finish off our second evening of finals with the fastest 2 heats of the medley mixed relay. So we had our opening heats earlier on this morning. So the fastest time already banked is Phoenix Aquatics 1:51. No team going in lane 7 here, so the lineup is City of Glasgow C team in 1, Morpeth in 2, City of Manchester in 3, Heart of Midlothian in 4, City of Manchester B team in 5, Tadcaster in 6, their A team, and Durham City Aquatics in Durham in lane 8, Durham City.
Yeah, it's
Wonder my Durhams and my Dundees there.
Yeah, it's Warner Bath's A team is pulled out. I'm not sure why, but is what it is. But it's up in lane 1. Glasgow powering through. 25-2. Again, being the mixed medley event, you're going to see that male-female trade-off across the 450s, so it can change very quickly.
Yeah, this is a junior team, the City of Glasgow team here. They won the junior medal in the freestyle relay. Nikolai Sister led off Ethan Collins on the breaststroke, but he's being challenged now by lane 3, City of Manchester's Anthony Falk, the 23-year-old, and he's now just edging it, 55-16. City of Glasgow second, Heart of Midlothian third. In the water now for City of Manchester, Naomi Parker, Amy Rao for City of Glasgow, and behind them for Heart of Midlothian, Jamie Waller, so experienced swimmer there for the Hearts team, and they are edging up towards the other two, with City of Manchester holding on to this lead. Naomi Parker will be handing off to Jade Fury for the freestyle, 1:23.69. They've got 4/10 of a lead to protect from Heart of Midlothian. So it is Jade Fury against Layla Weatherspoon now, and these two side by side. City of Glasgow just about holding on to third with Honor McCarty, but there's others closer to the camera. But it's going to be Hearts, I think, who, or is it? It's very tight at the finish. Yes, it is Hearts by 800s. 1:49.77, so that is faster than the heats earlier. So just checking on that, City of Glasgow time 1:51.87, so that does mean they will be the junior champions. That was faster than any of the juniors from earlier. So they will do the junior double. They're in 5th place, the team of Nikolai Sister, Ethan Collins, Amy Rowell and Honor McCarty. One more race to go and it should be an absolute cracker.
I think it will. We've got 3 teams from Stirling, 2 from Edinburgh. I think on paper here it's going to be very close between those, the top 2 in particular.
So let's look at these teams. So in 4, Stirling A team, Annis, Smith, Grieve and David. Goodburn, Schlossen and Renfrew. Jackson, Fern and Hope, Morgan, Gordon, Gibson and Carswell. Not seen Tom Carswell swim individual this time, so he's been hauled in for the freestyle end of that B team. The University of Stirling C team, Robertson, Dobson, McNair and Turnbull. You'd think they'll be the contenders. 3 from Stirling, 2 from Edinburgh. Smashing records left, right and centre in the freestyle relay. The Scottish record 144.53, the Scottish club record 142.01. So off they go. And leading the way in lane 4 is David Annis for the Stirling A team. And he, I think, is going to give his team the lead at the first changeover. 23.63, good fast time for him. He hands over to George Smith. Well, we know what he can do on breaststroke, and he is taking this out very strongly. Lane 2 is their C team with Rafe Dobson on the breaststroke. Lane 5, the Edinburgh team have Archie Goodburn back in the water. Nice to see that after pulling up in the 100 breaststroke earlier. He's got them in second place, but it's University of Stirling 50.11 at the halfway mark. So Lucy Grieve now, well, we saw her in the butterfly earlier on. Records left, right and centre, and she is cracking on with this very nicely. Edinburgh University with Ciara Slosson, and in lane 2 the Stirling C team with Susie McNair are being overtaken by the B team, Dean Fern. Final swimmer goes, and that for University of Stirling is Evie Davis, 1:15.58. So this team from University of Stirling, it's not an all-Scottish team, so the Scottish club record is what they're going for, 1:42.01. The clock just coming up towards 1:40. Surely they're going to get inside 1:42 here. Let's see what the time is. He smashed it, 1:40.44, a new Scottish club record for the University of Stirling. Second place, 1:42.91 for the B team. Well, finishing in style there. Edinburgh University touched out there into the bronze spot, 1:43.15. So as you would expect, all of those teams faster than they were in the previous heats. So they will be the 3 going to the podium. Well, what a way to finish, Jack.
Yeah, that was high octane. Lots of changes of positions, and yeah, some good splits as well. It was, I don't know who the breaststroker was for Stirling, but it was a 26.4 split for their A team. Would that have been Rory? Who would that have been for Stirling? That must have been, was that George Smith or Rory Dixon? Yep. It was one of the two. Someone with 26.4, very quick.
So we finish off Saturday night with another trip to the podium. First up will be our medalist for the Medal Open 200 metres butterfly. So they're on their way out to the podium. And our bronze medalist from Edinburgh University is Callum Rose. The silver medalist from University of Aberdeen, Tom Bealey. He came back hard at the end of that, but couldn't quite do enough to move up to the top of the podium, and that means that it's Andrew Bertoli, University of Stirling, our gold medalist and Scottish champion. And our Scottish junior champion from City of Glasgow is Nikolai Cisnet.
Another familiar face, seen him on the top of the podium already tonight.
Yeah, we've seen him a few times, as you say, Jack. He's really exciting prospect for the future, Nikolai.
Well, he's got the height, that's for sure.
Yes, he's
always bodes well in swimming.
But what I do like about Nikolai, because, you know, as a very young swimmer, he was heads and shoulders above his peers in the same age groups, and he probably still is a bit, but he's combining that strength with technique, so that bodes very well for the future. So now we go to the female 100 metres backstroke, and Amber Rigg for Dumfries is our bronze medalist. The silver medalist from University of Stirling is Holly McGill. Caitlin Ebbage. Oh, she was doing thumbs up all over the place when she came in at the end of her race with good effect, 59.60 winning time. From the University of Stirling, she is our Scottish champion and gold medalist. And our Scottish junior champion from Inverclyde is Abby McInerney.
Another familiar face.
She's having a very good set of swims as well. Mainly think of Abby as a butterfly swimmer, but that was an excellent backstroke from her.
Yeah, well, you see that often, Duncan, in the short course, the butterfly kicks translating very well. More walls, more opportunity to utilise those fly kicks.
So now to the 100 metres individual medley presentation. The bronze medalist from University of Stirling, Josh Press. Lots of green on the podium here. Silver medalist, Dean Fern. And completing the 1-2-3 suite for University of Stirling, your gold medalist is Brogan Hyde. Junior champion from Orkney, Alfie Price. So now we go to the 400 metres freestyle female presentation. The bronze medals right back to the podium. She's only just been there. Holly McGill, University of Stirling. So 2 medals in quick succession, silver and bronze. A silver medal, what a swim from Evie Mackey.
That new junior record.
Saving that for when she got the junior medal, but there you go.
Oh, apologies.
That's all right. Phoebe Arbuckle, 4:10.54. So a really well managed swim from Phoebe. Didn't panic when Evie went out like a train early on.
That was
and
impressive.
That junior record, as you said, Jack, for our junior champion. 4:12.49 is that new junior record, beating Roisin Ramsey's record that's been there for a good few years. So they are our 1, 2, 3. So excellent stuff there, and one more presentation before we wrap up for that 4x50 medley team relay. Now last night it took them a little while to get themselves organised for this one, so let's see how they do tonight. Oh, I think they're much more on the ball tonight. Well done, guys.
No, do I count 12? 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, they were scurrying around from all parts of the pool hall last night. Doing a much better job here.
Nearly a full complement. I think we're missing one.
Yep. So your bronze medalists are Edinburgh University. The lineup is Scott Gibson, Archie Goodburn, Clara Schlosson and Catherine Renfrew.
There's Scott running down the poolside now.
So the silver medalists are the University of Stirling B team. And the lineup, Caitlin Ebbage, Rory Dixon, Dean Fern and Lucy Hope. course, in your day, Lucy Oak was at Edinburgh, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was.
A very long-serving servant of Scottish swimming and British swimming.
I think she's now been at Stirling for 4 years or so.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, what a stalwart. But your gold medalist, a new Scottish club record of 1 minute 40.44. It's the University of Stirling A team. Up they come onto the podium. And David Annis, George Smith, as you said, an amazing breaststroke leg from him. Lucy Grieve continuing her success on butterfly, and Evie Davis there on the right hand side anchoring them on the freestyle. And our junior champions, make room for them on the podium. It's City of Glasgow junior team. So the lineup, they were led off by Nikolai Cisnet. Ethan Collins on his right hand side, he did the breaststroke. Amy Rowell on the fly, third swimmer there. And anchored by Honor McCarty, who saw as a junior champion herself earlier, so now has another junior medal as part of the relay team. Tony Dade, our Scottish Sevens Swimming Association Vice President, been doing lots of work handing out the medals. So that is us. We are done with day 2. Jack, as always, it's been a great pleasure having you on the box today. We'll be back again 5 to 9 tomorrow. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Jack, thank you very much for your company.
Well, thank you, Duncan. Been a great evening.
And we look forward to seeing you for the third and final day of National Short Course Championships tomorrow. Be there.